Welcome back to Road Rash 2 on the Genesis. And this game was also included in the Sega Genesis Mini. I considered buying. Oh, jeez. Considered buying that, but after buying this EverDrive for about half the cost. Excuse me. For half the cost of the Mini, I decided not to. This thing has pretty much every Genesis game on it, as far as I know. And the Genesis Mini does not. I'd have to, in order to get those games on there, which you probably can't fit all of them, to go to the trouble to get them, download the artwork probably, or buy something like that, like in a USB stick form off eBay and pay, probably $30 to $50. So at that point, it's not even worth it. So I like to put on original hardware or high-end or good clone hardware. So after all this overtime had ended, thought I would celebrate with some beer here and play some good old games. Something, I haven't done for a little while. I mean, it's really more focusing on relaxing after work, since I do work a partially night shift job. Get off or go in during the, shortly after noon and get off at 10 o'clock at night. I mean, at that point you have a few more hours or however long you want to get what you need to get done, go out, go grocery shopping or whatnot, and then call it a night. And that's worked for me for the past pretty much 7 years. I worked various other night shift jobs, graveyard shift jobs, day jobs, and I'm a night owl. I like to stay up late, do what I do, get up in the afternoon or after 10 o'clock in the morning, start the morning, chill or get some things done, and that's that before I go to work. Things can get pretty hairy in this game. Like right now, trying to get this P number 1 off my back. He's a pain in the butt. So is Viper. Was it Viper 29? He used to be on YouTube. I think his name's Sean. He's now on, he was talking about reviving his channel. Here about, I think it was 6 months ago, 9 months ago, a year ago. And I was in contact with him. And if you lose a race, your bike comes down one of these roads like this with the background of the stage that you're on and falls apart. And this game obviously was not on the Super Nintendo. And you can play this on PC through a mod. You have to have like the full Sega Classics or Sega Ultimate Classics, whatever it is, collection in order to play this game. It's like a Russian version. It's pretty odd. I considered doing that, but couldn't get my Retrobit Sega Genesis controller to work on my PC. Maybe there's a trick to it, I don't know. I tried clicking the mode button on there. I think there's one on there. Trying the different button configurations in games, and it simply wouldn't work. So come on, there's Viper. Viper, good old Viper on YouTube. He used to do, footage like this. I mean, of course, a lot of his stuff was direct capture. Mine is not. Here we are in the backwoods. This is like, I don't know where it's at. Is it Canada or something? Up here's Mr. Copper, Officer 53, and they all have different numbers. And if you get busted, they fine you like $200. Then you have to redo the race. It's always fun though. You can find all the different, hairpin turns and stuff like that. Learn the course and do better next time. Kakana. I've always had fun with this game. Played it back in the day. Probably at a babysitter's house. I know I always bring that up. Almost always. Or at home. I don't know. Well, no, not at home. Back in the day, because I didn't own a Genesis. We never rented one. Interesting story. The babysitter's house that her son that had a Sega Genesis and a Super Nintendo just lived up the street here and had a daughter. Her room was in the back of the house. Some of the houses on our block, or at least on my street, are all laid out the same. The houses closer to the main street or the vein that runs through this neighborhood are set up differently. Anyways, her room is in the back of the house, which faced that major vein, and I guess someone fell asleep at the wheel or was drunk and ran into the house, and they hit her. Jesus, that didn't do good enough. Hit her side of the house and ended up in her closet. So one morning when she woke up, there was a Jeep or car, in her closet, literally. She was, from what I heard, screaming. They have since put up a rock wall, or maybe, I think it was rock, cheap rock wall. It's more for looks rather than functionality, big place. So I'll probably lose $400. And there you go, that's the scene I was talking about. The bike literally just falls apart. So I only made $120, so there we go. So did I qualify? No? No. Gotta redo. A lot of people say this game doesn't have great music. It's okay. I mean, it's nothing really to write home about. Another way for me to celebrate this overtime is to, spend a little money, treat myself. I haven't done that lately. I have kind of here and there. But recently did the other day, and that package arrived today in the mail. It's something that it's had on my list since I bought a certain system. Oh, come on, get out of my fucking way. But I ordered something else, which was pricey. But I know I'll enjoy it, and I'll show it on the channel here very, very soon. So guys, if you like music reviews, vinyl record reviews, CD to vinyl record comparisons, gameplay videos like this of various systems, I will start doing the modern stuff soon too, once I get all the kinks worked out with it, once I actually start them. And so yeah, there you go. Thank you.